Well, you're welcome back. Now, the Chief Executive Officer of the African Women Development Fund has challenged the incoming Nigerian government to work towards the rescue of more than 200 schoolgirls who were kidnapped in northeastern Nigeria last year. Now, the insurgency group Boko Haram, which has claimed responsibility for the abductions, say the girls have been married off. But AWDF CEO Theo Soa expects the new government to tackle the matter with much more seriousness. Now, the African Women Development Fund will hold a candlelight vigil this evening at the University of Ghana in solidarity with the Bring Back Our Girls campaign. A number of people went on a street march a year ago to pressurize the international community and the Nigerian government to work on finding the girls. Well, Joy News editor Araba Kumsen was one of them and joins me in the studio to speak some more about this particular. Araba, welcome.
Thank you.
So it's been a year since you participated in that march. Do you think it was worth it?
I believe so. I believe it was definitely worth it. I mean, advocacy for a common cause is always worth it. And the reason why we decided to go on this march was to add our voices to the millions of voices across the world, including that of the fathers and mothers of these girls, you know, to call on the Nigerian government to find the girls. I mean, these are not just 10 or 20 or 50 people. These are 200 human beings. So we didn't understand why it was so difficult for the government of Nigeria to actually find these girls. And so we chose to use Mother's Day, you know, to highlight the fact or the trauma that the mothers of these girls were going through. So we continue to pile on pressure. Even though very little has been done since last year when we went on the march, we believe that the more we pile on the pressure, the more the Nigerian government will be pushed to do something.
So in fact, you think this march wasn't able to achieve its purpose, as in it didn't affect change the way you wanted it to?
We were only trying to add our voices. We were obviously realistic and we knew that no real change or immediate change was going to take place, but we wanted to add our voices and put pressure primarily on the Nigerian government to do more in finding the girls, because the perception is that the government is not doing enough to find the girls. And so we thought that by going on the streets, by highlighting the issue, the Nigerian government would be pushed to do more to find the girls.
I see. So just before we wrap up, do you think the powers that be AU, ECOWAS, the powers that be, do you think they have actually done enough to pressurize the Nigerian government to find these girls?
I don't believe so. I don't believe. I think a lot more can be done. I think the regional bodies should be doing a lot more, piling pressure on the Nigerian government. But remember that it first starts from the Nigerian government. If the government shows enough commitment to finding these girls, I'm sure that the regional bodies, such as ECOWAS and AU, will be willing to help. There are even reports that, you know, the international, the Western powers want to help the Nigerian government. We don't know how far that has gone, but we think that the Nigerian government is not doing enough. I mean, it's difficult for anybody to fathom why 200 girls cannot be found, and it's been a year. So we believe it starts from the Nigerian government. They must do more and show more commitment to finding the girls before others can help them.
I see. All right. So this evening we are keeping vigil?
Definitely. We'll be at the Baum Library at the University of Ghana, and everybody is welcome to join us. The more we pile pressure on the Nigerian government, the more the solution comes nearer.
All right, I'll be there, I hope. I'll be there, I hope, anyway. That's Joy News editor Araba Kumsen. Now, the Interior Ministry has imposed a 4 p.m. to 6 a.m. curfew on Bunkpurugu in the Brong-Ahafo region. This was after 2 people were killed and 20 houses torched in clashes over the weekend now. Northern Regional Minister Alhaji Limuna Muniru has joined us for some more on this. Hello, good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, sir. To start with, can you tell us the situation in Bunkpurugu, especially following reports, well, there were some clashes in the area?
Yes, actually there have been some chieftaincy differences in the area for some time now. And somewhere last September, there was a clash and somebody died. And I was told just last week or just 3 days ago, they performed its final funeral rites. And in that act, there was some misunderstanding. So they started the 2 families and the extensive dispute. That's the Jamong and the Chibok families, where the 2 stones at each other, which finally resulted in gunshots, and where we lost 2 persons, then 3 were injured, and 24 houses burnt down. So there was an emergency RECTEC and DISEC meeting to assess the situation. And the recommendation we got from the DISEC, that's the District Security Committee, to us was that the situation was still volatile. As at yesterday evening, when they were even still in the meeting, they could hear sounds of gunshots within the Bunkrugu Township. Because of that, they recommended that we impose the curfew on the Bunkrugu and its environs. And considering the nature of the case where people were shooting during the day, the curfew was recommended that we should let them go for at 4 p.m. and up to 6 a.m.
Okay, so
we can closely monitor what is happening and also put in some few strategies to see how we can reduce some of the arms from the people.
Okay, we'll be coming to the
weapons.
We'll be coming to the curfew.
Proliferation of arms within. If we don't put in a measure of retrieving some of them, we'll never stop this difference. So at first, we also had a meeting, and we also looked at it, and we agreed to them, made a recommendation to Minister of Interior, and the curfew has been imposed on that on Bunkrugu and its environs. We are also putting in a letter to the House of Chiefs, who is handling the matter, to see how best they can expedite action on the ruling, so that will bring the final stop to the issue of the dispute, the chieftaincy dispute. And the investigations are going on. We have some clues, and we'll put in some measures to see whether we can also pick the perpetrators of this particular crime and handle them accordingly. So far, this is what is in place, and I would say the area is calm for now. But we don't want to give chances to we've imposed the curfew, and the curfew is to at least see how we can normalize the situation and also take advantage of being there to see what we can do to reduce some harm from them.
Okay, so if I can come in now, I can hardly hear you anyway, so maybe if you could speak up a bit for me. Yes, sir, thank you very much. That would be very much appreciated. Okay. Now, the question I want to ask is, you speak of this curfew. Now, for how long will this curfew...
I can't hear you at all.
For how long will this curfew be in place?
Yeah, so long as the situation doesn't change. If we're able to get the situation normalized, we definitely lift the curfew. The curfew is imposed for a reason, and by our assessment, the place is so volatile. So if another assessment tells us that everything is okay, we'll definitely lift the curfew.
I see. So now
we call for a review.
A curfew has been put in place. Now, we understand this is a conflict between an ethnic group. That what other steps are being taken to ensure it does not, spread to other areas now, apart from we just instituting this measure, which is the curfew?
Yeah, that's why we identified that we have both families within Bunkrugu and its environs. So the curfew extended to all of them. And like I said, we have put in some measures to track down certain things. And I don't believe this is supposed to be for the public consumption, because there are security measures that we have put in place to see how we can crack down. Then I also added that as part of what we can do to facilitate and to ensure that we bring this into a stop is to get a ruling. And that's what we are trying to talk. And we don't control that. It is the House of Chiefs. Okay. So we are going to liaise with the Minister of Chieftaincy Affairs to get to the House of Chiefs and see how they can speed up their ruling.
Okay.
So if at the end of the day, the ruling comes out and they say Mr. A or Mr. B is the rightful person, that's it. Then we the security will make sure that we put in place and do everything.
Okay.
So long as the ruling is not there, the tension is always there.
All right.
When they come out with the final ruling, if anybody thinks that is not satisfied with the ruling, he goes to a higher court, but not to take the ground. But for now, that's what we're trying to do, so that we see how best we can facilitate for a speedy decision to be taken in terms of the chieftaincy disputes.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much for your time. But just before you go, sir, can we find out whether any arrests have been made?
So far, not. We've only have some tip-offs. And that's why I said we'll put in some measures to see whether we can get those people picked for further questioning. And but so far, they've not made any arrests.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, sir. That was Alhaji Muniru. He is the Northern Regional Minister. And indeed, Bunkpurugu is in the Northern Region, not the Brong Afro region. Our apologies there.